Have you ever been in a conversation with someone that you haven't seen for a while and you do genuinely want to catch up with them, and you think to yourself, or you say out loud, hey, we've got to make some time? I'm here to tell you that is absolutely impossible. You cannot physically make time for something. That is one of the very few things God doesn't actually let us have dominion over. We have dominion over stuff and creation, but we don't have control over time. We can only manage it or prioritize it. And I know that's a bit silly, but that's what we're going to be exploring in week 2 of having joyful generosity, this idea of stewardship and management of the things we have, including time. Look forward to exploring it with you. This week we have a story from Luke in your readings. It's known as the Good Samaritan story. And you'll get to read it, you'll get to explore it yourself. But basically, 3 people in the story, and 2 of them, highly religious, a priest and a Levite, walk straight past a guy that is severely injured on the verge of death. And this guy from a hated people group, a Samaritan, stops and helps this man, even risking his life. And it's a phenomenal story because there's so many choices that need to be made. There's so many questions around what was the priest on his way to doing? Was he on his way to record another Transformation Trek video? Was it so important that he couldn't stop for this man? What was a Levite doing? Why couldn't he manage his finance? Why couldn't he manage his time in a way that he can't even help this man on the side of the road? So many questions to explore. But what we know is Jesus is very fond of the Good Samaritan. Jesus is almost being offensive to those watching because they didn't like Samaritans, yet he makes him the hero of this story. Because this man stops, looks after this man, goes above and beyond, joyfully generous in helping this man get on his feet, healed, and then gives a little bit of extra money to make sure this guy, post being healed, recovering, can actually continue his life on whatever he was originally doing. He had stewarded, he had prioritized his finance and time in such a way that he had access to be generous. So he had time to be generous, or he had funds to be generous. And I wonder what that looks like for you as you explore this story, if you think about your time, your energy, and your finance. Are you managing them or stewarding them in a way that you have nothing left? You have no time left. You'd run past someone in need, or you're stewarding and managing the very little or the lot that you have in a way that means you're available to be generous. You're able to stop and you have prioritized your time to genuinely help someone. There's a heap of questions in the practice guide. You can go super deep on this one as we look at again, where our heart is, there's our treasure. And is your heart for people? Then let's steward and let's manage our time, energy, and finance in a way that we have room, margin to be generous. Look forward to what you come up with in your group or your self-reflection. Post, reply, make a video too. Post it on social media. I really look forward to what you guys discuss and come up with as you explore this continued practice of being joyfully generous.